for making the extras experience in Cleveland amazing. We had a great time with you guys, even though it was like in the middle of the night.
You there?
Yeah, it was fantastic. Best experience of my life. My question for Tom, I know like Loki has gone through so many incarnations in the comics, and I wanted to know like your feelings on what we affectionately refer to as Lady Loki or the current Kid Loki, or like any of the other incarnations in the past, and how you might like characterize your own movieverse Loki, like taking some elements from those comic versions of him, or.
That's a really good question. I've stolen and borrowed from them all, I think. Initially when I was getting ready to do Thor, and I just filled myself up with everything I could find. You know, all the early Stan Lee, Jack Kirby stuff, where he's standing on... There's an amazing bit in a very early run, which I hope Kevin will one day think worthy to put in the movie, which is where Loki turns a whole street of cars in New York into ice cream. I kind of love that about him. And then there's stuff in the J. Michael Straczynski comic I love. Robin Rhodey, and they're fantastic. It's funny that the Straczynski run actually has Lady Loki, I think, in there too, and I'm afraid I just don't have the cleavage to pull that off. But somebody one day will. But yeah, Loki is an amazing character, and he's the shapeshifter of the Marvel Universe, and it's a privilege to play him.
Hi, I'm Saoirse. Thank you guys for coming out today. Really appreciate it.
Come on.
My question is also for Tom. Watching the deleted scenes in Thor, it seems that Loki's character is kind of cut a little bit. Will we see like a more deeper side to him in the Avengers, or will it sort of be more villainous?
Well, he's definitely evolved in the Avengers. I think through the course of Thor, you see Loki's journey of self-discovery, and it's as much an origin story for Thor as it is for Loki. And both Thor and Loki start that film as two brothers who stand to inherit the kingdom, and the picture looks very different at the end. I hope that there's plenty of them in the Avengers. That's up to Joss, and we certainly shot the hell out of him over the summer. I love that he's definitely moved on. I mean, he's a Loki who knows exactly who he is now. He's fully self-possessed, and he is one mean fella.
Woo! Great, thank you.
I love the beard. We're looking forward to Henry.
Thank you. Beard love. Okay.
I could just listen to your two accents go back and forth all day long. So wonderful.
Should we get a pot of tea brewed as well?
Yes! Let's talk about Will Gates!
God save the Queen, indeed.
We gotta save the Queen. Be calm, carry on. All right. What's your question, ma'am?
My question is for Tom. You fought like a lot of the Avengers, obviously, and I was wondering which was your favorite Avenger to fight against.
Wow.
Maria Hill!
Maria Hill drives a hard bargain. What's fun is I get each superhero has their particular superpower, so Loki has to adapt to each hero. The way that he fights maybe Captain America, am I right? Might be a little more rough and tumble. I'll be interested to see what you think of the way Loki gets ruffleized. And inevitably there's a lot more brotherly brawling with the God of Thunder. And Tony Stark has his day too. I really couldn't pick a favorite. It was really, really fun.
Thank you.
Yeah.
If Ruffle Eyes doesn't make it into the Urban Dictionary by the time this panel, not a real all right, what is your name?
My name is Megan, and I have been in this auditorium since 10 in the morning.
Should we go to the bathroom or eat a sandwich?
My question is for the whole panel. We've obviously all been very excited since Iron Man 1 for this whole Avengers initiative, and I'm assuming that's a lot of pressure when filming this movie, so I was wondering, how did you guys feel about filming this movie? What was the atmosphere when you were filming it?
It was a really good time, and it was very exciting, and I'll never forget the first day where I walked out and I actually saw Captain America, Sam Jackson, Anita Hill, and Iron Man and Tony Stark all there assembled in our secret craft. Helicarrier. It's a helicarrier. It's a helicarrier. It's awesome. It was actually quite a bit of fun. Anyone else? What was that?
Okay, I'll say, I said a little about this too, who started kind of at the Frank Gehry at the Disney Concert Hall trying to serve some papers to Tony Stark in Iron Man 1 to actually find myself back in the black suit, walking into a room and seeing the doors swing open. And there were the Avengers. I kind of felt like it was the Make-A-Wish Foundation. Like I only had a week to live and nobody had told me, and this is a great way they were sending me out.
Yeah, I had a similar experience too. I feel like I started the movie and we were doing a lot of the helicarrier stuff, but when everyone came in, it was so intimidating. And you could not see me because I was glued to the back. I was like, I was a fly on the wall. I was so intimidated with everyone. But I think that's sort of how it started off. And then as time went on, we all became friends, and there was a lot of time to hang out on set. So. There
was not a lot of times when everyone was in town at exactly the same moment, but the night there was, my favorite text I may have ever gotten in my life was from Chris Evans, and it just said, "Assemble."
Fun night, actually. Man, that was a fun night. I remember. You don't remember? I remember. I'm afraid I'm going to tell the story, Chris.
Nothing happened that night legally in public.
No. There was some dancing involved, but I remember looking back to the only two people in the club who weren't dancing. And Messrs. Evans and Hemsworth.
Wallflowers.
I heard Chris saying, "But how do you get this much here?" and Chris Hemsworth saying, "I don't know, mate. Like, just work out." Two brothers in arms.
One moment in the VIP booth with a whole bunch of people there having a birthday, and all of a sudden the kind of people parted, and there was Scarlett really breaking down the room. I seen the birthday boy go, "Happy." He wasn't Ruffalo, but he was Romanov.
All right, sir. What is your question?
Hi, I'm Sean. Throughout all of the movies and the movies leading up to this, there's kind of been a little snippet at the end of each movie to kind of lead into the next one? Are we going to have something like that in this movie? And if so, what movie would it lead to?
Thanos! Just ask him how it ends. I already tell you that.
It's a nice tradition, and I like tradition, so I think we'll keep that up.
There's time for a couple more questions. Yes, Wonder Woman.
I'm Liz. Well, my two questions got asked, but this one goes to Chris. What do you think? When there's a Captain America 2 about him working with Wolverine, considering their relationship in the past?
That should be a question for Kevin. Jump that one.
Wolverine will probably not show up in Captain America 2, but you never know someday. You never know. I never thought this would happen, and now here we are.
All right. I'm available, just so you know. Guys, again, this is not Price is Right. Please.
This question for comics, so all of you are amazing. Your character has mythology both in the comics and in actual mythology, so I was wondering what your favorite story from Norse mythology was.
There's a really good story about how I can't remember the specifics of it, but basically Loki, he disguises himself as a horse. Where's that in the script, Kevin? And he actually sort of saves, he saves Asgard, I think. But or maybe he doesn't. There's always like saving it and then trying to destroy it and then saving it again. But I love that. I think it's about there are some apples involved and needs to distract everyone's attention from the apples, and he goes and he distracts. He distracts a female horse by changing a horse. Do you know the story? Anyway, there's a horse involved.
Pretty horse.
Is that good? Is that? All right. Yes, I think maybe two more questions.
Hi, my name is Elle, and I apologize because you're all amazing, but I have to ask Tom. In my review of Thor, I dubbed the movie Loki, like many people, because we all felt that your portrayal was so amazing. How did you tap into that very tortured spirit? Because you come across kind of like Gene Wilder here, and you're not.
So funny. People at my drama school used to say I look like Gene Wilder.
Very high compliment. My favorite.
Hey, thank you. Yeah, he's amazing. I'm one of the anyway, Gene Wilder. Come with me.
Come on, kids, into my creepy factory. World of pure imagination. I
can't believe I just did that. No, honestly,
Just a little bit of the Avengers theme in that voice.
I don't know the words, Clark, sorry. I feel like acting is really, the art of being an actor is the privilege of living in the shoes of someone else for a time. And my great privilege with Loki is a very, very charismatic and very beloved villain. And the word villain, I think, is interesting because villains don't believe that they're villains. They think they're doing the right thing, no matter how misguided that is. And that was really my corner that I came to it from. I thought, how can I make this relatable and accessible and somehow meaningful and three-dimensional and you know, everything that's ever moved me in cinema is ultimately human. And so I tried to make Loki possess as much humanity as I could. So it's a huge compliment to hear that. Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, wow.
Anyone have a question for not Tom Hiddleston?
My name's Amy, and I have to do this, but Tom.
Okay.
question again? Was it about Tom? Tom too.
I think it was about just like, I think it was sort of, is that like a method acting question? Like, do they get so into their characters that there's...
Like, if you get so involved in playing these parts over a long period of time, do you become, like, super emotionally attached to the character that you're playing?
Definitely. I mean, you become pretty attached to every character you play, whether it's a short amount of time or a long amount of time. Think about films as permanent, you know what I mean? Everything you do on film is forever, especially now, you know, this stuff's going to last. You know, my kids will see this stuff, so if you don't approach every day as something extremely personal, you're doing it a service. So every role you play, whether you play it for 4 movies or 2 weeks, you know, it's something that's personal and something that matters, and you got to take it seriously. So yeah, there's a deep attachment.
I think let's just do one more question. One more question. All right, yes.
All right, hello. First of all, thank you guys for turning Marvel into something amazing. And thank you, Tom,